a meeting last night, and in the midst of this meeting, Lorraine was hearing, well, we all heard the sounds at the back, and it was, well, say it, Lorraine, again.
Danielle knows it. He was there going, hoo-ah!
Hoo-ah! Trucks
Had to be trucks.
stole gold away from the Jewish people 70 years ago.
Trucks are taking gold and silver back from Canada.
Yes. And Iran. And other nations.
And
Trucks are going to be bringing gold to Israel. But it went 3 times. Okay? And at the end of the meeting, you know, the mother was feeling a little bit embarrassed because her son's autistic. And was a little concerned and yet not quite understanding things herself because she was concerned it was a noise, but she doesn't get sounds out of a non-verbal son since he was 18 months old. And he's making sounds. So for the mother, she's going like, what's going on here? Well, at the same time, feeling he's disrupting the meeting because it was the loudest sound that was in that room at that time. Trucks are going to be bringing gold to Israel. Yes. Well, anyway, Lorraine came up to me at the end of the meeting and says, you know, did you hear that tongue? She wasn't aware that it wasn't an autistic boy at the back of the room. She thought it was a tongue. And she got the interpretation from the Lord, and it was, you know, one that's involved in the military background. She realized it meant heard, understood, and applied. And she felt at the end of the meeting, can I share this with the group? I says, go ahead and do so. Well, at the time, both mother and father were outside the room, but everybody knows the 16-year-old boy. And they knew that it was the autistic one that put out those sounds. Well, the mother had to come back to the church last night to find out what happened. What's everybody saying? And, you know, Lorraine says to me afterwards, if I knew that he was autistic, I wouldn't have said perhaps a thing, because I wouldn't want to bring any embarrassment. But the reality, it was the best thing that could have happened. Because this morning, it just so happened, we're billeted in that house, and the father came down because he heard the story, and he says, my son hasn't said 3 words together since he was 18 months old, and the last words I've ever heard him say was, I love you. And so he was broke up. Well, we were all broke up, you can imagine. And a prophecy was prayed over this woman before anybody else knew she was pregnant. And the prophecy is that your son is going to be a spokesman for the Lord. Well, you can imagine the hurt and pain that they have had all these years having a non-verbal son. And then all of a sudden last night, some of the first words that have been heard from him in a long time, in a sequence and in an order, was hua, hua, hua. And someone has an interpretation for the son's words and called it a battle cry. So we believe there is a fresh battle cry going forth in Nova Scotia, and we're here tonight to bring it to Yarmouth. Oh, can somebody get excited? Let me do it together. Lorraine, lead us.
It is an official battle cry. It's not just, I knew from the natural because I looked it up when it happened to me a few years ago. But it was very clear, and it was recorded, and you're going to hear it very clearly when we pull it out because I just heard it. Okay, it's hoo-ah, okay? H-U-A?
Hoo-ah.
Hoo-ah! Comes from your innermost being, has come from your diaphragm, okay? Hoo-ah! 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 And it is designed to strengthen the troops around you. And that's what happened.
Wow, thank you.
So let's do it. Everybody, are you ready? Deep breath. 2. Hoo-ah! Hoo-ah! Hoo-ah!
Whoa. Whoa. I feel the strength.
I see the clip.
Trucks are going to be bringing gold to Israel.